So we have this monstrosity of a litter box, and while it's worth every penny, it takes up a lot of room. Up until now, it's been hanging out here in our extra room, but we've got a new little one on the way, so it's getting the boot to make room for a new nursery. We have to figure out somewhere else to put it, and I'm not in love with the idea of it going out to the main living area, so we're going to build it its own enclosure out in the garage. Let's get going. The material I've chosen to use to build this enclosure is called melamine. It's basically a particle board with a laminated outer surface, which makes it both tough and easy to clean. It is, however, incredibly heavy, so I had the folks at my local home improvement store cut a sheet down to more manageable pieces to transport back home. If you know your dimensions ahead of time, they're usually happy to cut it for you, although it won't be a highly accurate cut. For this project, that'll be just fine. We're not building high-end furniture here. This is just a great excuse to try out my Christmas present. Unfortunately, the video of the first 3 sides coming together got lost somehow, but I'm essentially making this like a cheap piece of furniture like you would get from a big box store. No fancy pocket holes or joinery here, just drilling pilot holes and using coarse threaded wood screws. The pilot holes are essential with this type of material though. This stuff splits and cracks very easily, which is also why I'm hand tightening the screws. That allows me to make sure the connection is secure without over tightening. You can see that the side I'm working on here doesn't come all the way down to the bottom, and that's to leave room for the baseboard that runs along the garage wall. This way I can push the box flush with the wall without having to cut away any baseboard. I left one side of the box open because I need a way to access the litter box to clean and maintain it. I also wanted the ability to see inside so I can make sure the litter box is functioning correctly and to make sure nobody is stuck in there for any reason. I used some scrap plywood to make a picture frame on which I'll later attach a clear acrylic panel. Once we got the boxes fit to where I wanted them, I used a jigsaw to cut some little doorways for the cats to get through. Now that the boxes were built, it was time for the most unnerving part of the whole thing, cutting a hole in our wall. Luckily, nothing was in the way, and I could proceed through. After the supervisor approval, I used some cheap MDF trim to make a box which fit snug inside of the hole in the wall. The front edge was cleaned up with a little more trim, and then I used some edge banding to make the boxes look a little nicer. Luckily, these guys are really curious and took to their new digs no problem. Hey guys, thanks for checking this one out. I know this one was a little off the wall. Not everybody's willing to go this crazy for a litter box, but it really has been a win-win. It gives the cats somewhere nice and quiet to do their thing, and it gets it out of our way, which is great. Big thank you to my father-in-law for giving me a helping hand on this one. We've got a couple more projects on the way, so be sure to check back in and check those out. See you on the next one.